Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this catchweight contest. At 29, Australia's Volkanovski is 5 years older than New Zealand's Young. At 5'8", Young is 2 inches taller and will also benefit from a 1-inch reach advantage. With the Octagon introductions, here's Joe Martinez.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live on FS1 worldwide from Qudos Bank Arena here in Sydney, Australia. This is UFC Fight Night, Verdun Tabora. And this bout scheduled for 3 rounds at a catchweight 150 pounds. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a mixed martial artist sitting 5 feet 8 inches tall. Official weight 147 pounds. Tonight, he makes his UFC debut, bringing with him 11 victories and 3 defeats. Fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, here is Shane Young! And across the octagon, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. Also a mixed martial artist, he stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. Weighing in 149 pounds in 16 professional bouts. He has an outstanding record of 15 victories and 1 defeat. Fighting out of Wendell, New South Wales, Australia, here is Alexander the Great Volkanovski! And your referee in charge of the action is John Sharp.
John Sharp is responsible for the rules and fighter safety during this contest. Alex the Great Volkanovski. The Kiwi, Shane Young.
You ready?
We're all set for a maximum 3 5-minute rounds of catchweight action. 150 pounds worth noting. Both fighters came in under the limit. Shane Young took this on just 8 days' notice.
Yeah, there must have been a few adjustments made in the Volkanovski camp, constantly switching opponents, but same again, like I said, you know, he knows what his game plan is, he likes to stick to it, and I can't imagine a change of opponent's going to make a great deal of difference. It's just adjusting the technical aspects, really. As you can see here, Shane Young quite heavy on his lead leg. He likes to stand with his shoulders over his lead knee so he can really power those punches down the pipe.
So Volkanovski stuck around at Freestyle Fighting Gym here in Australia for this camp. He is affiliated with Tiger Muay Thai, certainly has been in the past. But he's recently just had another child, so congratulations to him and his family. Yeah, it was a frustrating camp with all the changes, Dan, as you were alluding to. But, you know, he's had to get that paycheck. And he wants to get back into contention, and he needs to fight.
I think more than anything, John, he just wants to be on this card. He knows how much the Australian fans love him, and I mean his entrance music as well. Shout out to Game of Thrones and my friend Daniel Portman. It was a beautiful remix, and it really got the fans fired up. I would want to be on the card just so I could use that entrance music.
Talking of Daniels that like a bit of Game of Thrones, check out Daniel Cormier's Twitter feed. He's catching up on many seasons right now. Yeah, big fan out there.
You kind of feel like Shane Young's expecting that takedown attempt from Volkanovski, and he's waiting to defend it.
Well, Young started actually with wrestling at the age of 13, discovered MMA at 15. First MMA fight he saw was one of your favourites, Dan, Chuck versus Tito, and that KO against the fence.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's it. Keep your head up.
That's good work by Volkanovski, squeezing out all the space, getting his shoulder pinned to the midsection, making it very difficult for Shane Young to defend this, but he's doing a good job. Volkanovski constantly switching the attack.
The former rugby prop, very, very physically strong for his size. Nice out the base of Shane Young. He's a very good mixed martial arts fighter, is Volkanovski, Dan. He's chains things together very nicely.
He does. He does. But Shane Young's doing a good job of staying on his feet here. If he can at least discourage the wrestling offensive of Volkanovski, he can force him into a striking match, and that's where Shane Young really starts to find his groove.
Young had a 4-0 amateur record in mixed martial arts, also racked up 4 kickboxing wins with 1 knockout, 3 boxing wins with a knockout as well. So he tried his hands at various different ranges and levels.
A couple of good inside low kicks from Volkanovski there.
Went through his record, and for the majority he has fought more experienced opponents throughout his career.
powerful short right hand that led to the takedown attempt there. Volkanovski again smashing Shane Young up against the fence. Nice takedown there.
Yeah, good outside leg reap, takes this one down to the mat.
The question is though, does Shane Young accept this takedown and start scrambling back to his feet? You can see here now a head and arm lockup of Volkanovski. Beautiful work by Shane Young though, refusing to accept his grounded position.
The Octagon heads to Detroit and the brand new Little Caesars Arena for UFC 218 on Saturday, December 2nd. Max Holloway looks to defend his featherweight crown against former 145-pound champ Jose Aldo in a rematch of their June title fight. UFC 218, December 2nd, 10 in the East, 7 in the West, only on pay-per-view.
Time to work. We got 1 minute. Drop it low.
Young's doing a good job of circling away from the right hand of Volkanovski. It does leave him vulnerable to the inside low kick, but as you can see, as that right hand whistles past his chin, it's definitely the right direction to be moving in. Volkanovski invests so much power into that right hand because it allows him to fall into the body lock, or at least onto the leg, so he can start threatening the takedown.
Lots of pressure and looking to go for that Asotogari outside trip against the fence repeatedly is Volkanovski.
Hit up, Volk, hit.
He's like a Lego brick, isn't he, Dan? He's just completely attached to you. Very hard to pull apart as well.
Oh, good work by Shane Young getting his head away from that. Yeah, very solidly built individual. You can see all the redness on the back of Shane Young from being driven into the fence.
10 seconds. We'll be back with round number 2 after these.
That's all right. Let's have a breathe. Let's have breathe.
Slow.
Yeah.
Don't worry about talking about it. Just chill.
Just breathe.
We've got plenty of time to talk.
Let's go. Let's have a breathe. Okay. You're sitting really heavy on that front leg, so that leg is always there, that front leg, yeah? You haven't attacked it at all. Okay? After that, you can throw that overhand. He's going to be worried about that. Okay?
That pressure on the walls gassed him out, right?
Okay, yeah.
He slowed right down.
Yep.
Stop trying to take his head off of that overhand right.
Okay.
Take a little bit of power out and make it land a bit better, and it's going to sit up for a shot.
Okay,
Also,
yeah.
it's going to hurt him when you're in there while he's
Got to
going
come to you, mate. So keep that range, yeah? Keep moving, be
If
patient.
Shane move faster, that means just completely change position on the cage. Change position on the cage completely. Okay? Keep it up. Keep it up.
Mouth guard in.
Tomorrow, it's a great slate of games on Fox as the Redskins take on the Saints, or you'll see 2 of the NFL surprise teams collide when the Rams battle the Vikings, or other regional action. It all starts at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Check local listings for the game in your area.
Really good work in the corner of Volkanovski, telling him to take some of the power out of the right hand and stop trying to take his head off with it, which obviously is becoming a little predictable for Shane Young because he's not been caught with it yet. But also telling him to continue attacking the inside leg because he is heavy on that lead leg. Shane Young does like to stand with a lot of his weight forward so he can really power into his punches. But it does leave him vulnerable to the inside low kick and obviously the lead leg takedowns. Oh, that was nice. Good work there though, took some of the power out of it like his corner said.
Just finding small opportunities to throw a strike down when perhaps you wouldn't need to. It's just, you know, it's bookending stuff very nicely.
Yes, and this is the benefit in oh, good work again by Shane Young. This is where it helps training the whole game, you know, the game as a whole. If you train mixed martial arts, you can start to erase those seams where striking becomes grappling and grappling becomes jiu-jitsu. You know, it makes perfect sense to be able to work individual aspects of the game, but the danger of that is you do start to decompartmentalize and focus on one individual aspect, and you do lose opportunities like that where you can get your hand on somebody and then start striking them at the same time.
So Shane Young told the media that he thought he'd need another couple of fights before the call would come for him to go up to the UFC. Taking us into the
leg's
red
there.
corner, head coach of Volkanovski, Joe Lopez.
It's there.
That's it, pressure down.
Pressure forward, then back. Knees.
Get behind him.
Okay, keep him there.
Staple that leg, bro.
Stay pull that leg. Stay pull.
Young very well back to his feet there. Switch of levels from Volkanovski.
Try and pay attention to this. When you see Volkanovski look for that outside reap, as he takes the leg away, the first thing he starts to do is immediately drive his shoulder straight into his opponent's head. So not only is he taking the base away and allowing them to fall to the canvas, but he's not allowing them the time and the space to get their back against the fence again. He immediately drives them in and smashes them into that corner to make it very uncomfortable and to stifle that scramble.
Volkanovski came to the UFC having never fought an opponent with a losing record. Oh, nice right hand. Some really nice work here from Volkanovski, who's backing up Shane Young, Maori fighter in the UFC now. I urge UFC fight fans to go and find interviews with both of these men. They're really personable guys.
Volkanovski making the octagon very, very small. You can see Shane Young, oh, there's the right hand again. Starting to land with more frequency now. He's starting to take some of the power out of the takedown defense there, but he is really dictating this fight. Shane Young has been rendered defensive for the most part. He's only landed 12 strikes out of 63 attempts.
Volkanovski dumps his opponent on the mat. Young's very good at getting his back to his feet, Dan. That's well drilled part of his game.
Most definitely, but the problem is with someone with the tenacity of Volkanovski is you constantly find yourself in a defensive mode.
Trying to hit the switch there as well, but it's just too powerful is Volkanovski.
The difficulty here for Shane Young, obviously great at getting back to his feet, but if he can't make the most of that, if he can't start to turn the pressure onto Volkanovski, then he's still losing on the judges' scorecards, you know.
Beautiful live, successful takedowns for Volkanovski.
Nice, look at that,
yeah,
very
lovely
good.
work there to nearly find him out position.
Short elbows, right hand pushes face.
Volkanovski looking for opportunities now to land some heavy bombs. Way ahead in total strikes as we count down the final 25 seconds of round number 2. All Volkanovski, that miss, nearly put a hole in the canvas.
There's something very Sean Shirk about the way he fights. You know, very muscle sharkish, drives forward and lands short, tight punches over the top, and a lot of his takedowns are set up by that short, tight right hand.
We'll be back with round number 3 after these commercials.
That's good.
So when we're on the ground, Mo, stop trying to take his off those punches. Hold his face and boom. And just use your short elbows, yeah?
Let's breathe. Yep.
Everything else is beautiful.
Let's breathe.
You're still trying to take his hit off a little bit too much, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't think about that KO. Just do your work, land your punches, okay? The KO will come.
Yes.
Yeah? Don't try and knock him out.
Go to the outside part of the leg, yeah?
Hey, when he's drifting around the cage, I want you to go double jab 2. Okay, but aim for his throat.
Okay.
He's going to pull his head down. Just put all the punches here. Double jab 2. Don't try to take yourself to the right hand though. Just boom, and then go on to your shot.
Okay, yeah. Have a drink. Give him a drink.
But when he's drifting, don't just drift with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drift with your double jab.
Let's go.
All right. Hit that double jab. So last one.
Fight and go, fight and go.
So the pressure of Volkanovski has been the story throughout the first 2 rounds, but look at that beautiful tight right elbow. And then this is what I was talking about. He takes the leg away and then drives his head and shoulder into his opponent to smash them into the fence and make it incredibly uncomfortable.
3rd and final round from here in Sydney. Young in the blue, Volkanovski in the black.
Shane Young now taking the centre. He must feel like he needs the finish in this round. He's a realistic young man. He knows he's been on the defensive for 10 minutes now. Landed 13 strikes of 70. That's only a 19% success rate. To Volkanovski's 60% success rate with 53 strikes.
Volkanovski's corner told him between rounds, don't go chasing a knockout. It will come. Looking for the single against the fence.
Under his chin.
Should sweep the leg.
See, with someone as compact and as powerful as Volkanovski, he only really needs to get a good grip on you somehow, and then he can lift you off the floor.
Crazy to think he used to weigh 210 pounds.
Amazing.
Nice knee.
Beautiful knee. Really nice work.
And again, Young trying to predict what's coming his way, and he just can't right now. A very varied attack by Volkanovski.
There we go. Keep it there. Keep it there. Find your own elbows.
Very good at upsetting the base against the fence as well, then sort of kicking away the legs, sweeps and little foot trips.
Falls into, oh, look at that, Shane Young with the takedown. Caught Volkanovski by surprise.
He's trying to keep out of it. He's got that underhook and a hook. Comes out the back door. No. Just peels those legs together, just removes the base, isn't he? It's a very powerful performance. Figure four grip there by Young. Just kind of throwing him around like a wet tracksuit when he wants to.
Like a wet tracksuit, John.
You know, after you've been for a run, and it just flops down onto the, you know the one.
I know exactly what you mean. I've never elbowed a wet tracksuit quite as many times, though.
Oh, that's a terrible mess.
Look at this pressure from Volkanovski, that head position, driving into his chin. Just a stifling, claustrophobic style of fighting.
Just cutting through the guard of Shane Young, trying to advance his position. Young doing well to get a foot on the hip, switch his hips around. Not wanting to keep his shoulders pressed on the mat. Very difficult. Volkanovski choosing to unload from a bit of height. He's doing a lot of his work with real authority now as well.
Yes.
Good if it, like we're looking at the stats. It's very efficient.
Yeah, still upwards of 60% success with his strikes now. Quite incredible, really.
Nice pass. Jumps through. Looking to get the cycle. Oh.
Considered a reverse triangle there.
Yeah.
The on belly pressure. Shane Young's managed to get his leg in the way, possibly trying to recover a half guard, but you're not going to do a great deal with half guard when you're this close to the fence. But that
big punches raining down from Volkanovski.
That willingness to get back to his feet, you can see it starting to wear away from him. He's becoming more and more discouraged with each takedown. His scramble ability is losing, you could say.
That's because it's got two big clamps by way of Alexander Volkanovski, removing that each time. Total strikes now 71-14.
What's fascinating, John, looking at the fight metric stats, is 40 of the strikes will land on the feet and only 18 on the floor from Volkanovski, so that's possibly something he can pick up a little bit. He's only taken 14, they were all on the feet though from Shane Young.
Last 30 seconds in his third and final round. Alexander Volkanovski, the local fighter, against the man from New Zealand, debut fighter who stepped in on very late notice, Shane Young.
A credit to the toughness of Shane Young, especially coming in on such short notice. But Volkanovski is impressive as always. I don't think many people are going to disagree that he's going to add a third win to his UFC record. Really nice.
Our move of the fight is sponsored by Metro PCS, bringing you closer than ever to the UFC, putting knockout coverage in your hands by covering 99% of people in the US.
So as you can see here, the story was really the takedowns for the whole fight, but Volkanovski did a good job of, once he was closing the distance, to land some of those really tight shots, and a nice outside reap there drives his head and shoulder into his opponent to force them up against the fence and make it uncomfortable. I mean, his takedown ability is very adaptable as well. He'll figure it out purely based on the fact that he's so short and powerful. He's able to get under his opponents and elevate them with ease.
Okay, well, the judges' scorecards have been collected. We'll find the decision after the break. Welcome back. You are gazing at the dramatic view of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, all 504 metres of it, which sits nearby to the Sydney Opera House and has become an iconic image of Sydney and Australia itself. Okay, well, the scorecards are in. Let's send it inside to Joe Martinez. He has the official decision.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Here are the totals. 30-27, 30-26, 30-26, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Alexander the Great Volkanovski!
Alexander the Great Volkanovski, a very one-sided performance there. You just shut him down at every stage of the game. What were the risks coming into this? Obviously, you've had a few opponent changes as well.
Yeah, definitely it was a risk because I know, maybe his debut, but he's been one of the best around this region for a while. So we've been meaning to fight each other before I was in the UFC. It finally happened, but, a lot of people weren't going to give him a chance, because it's his debut. They don't know too much about him. But I knew he was going to be tough, and the fact that he is debuting, and I just didn't want to take too many risks in there, so I thought I'd work control, and, I wanted to get the finish. But at the end of the day, 30-26, you can't argue with a dominant finish, so a dominant decision.
So what do you do now? You go back into the gym, you're going to watch this fight and take some notes, obviously. What do you feel like you can improve on with this performance, other than obviously getting the finish?
I want some of these top guys. I'm getting a lot of matches, and a lot of matches aren't happening. I know people get injured and things like that, but it's just happening too much. I want some of these big guys, and I want a guaranteed fight so I can prepare, all 8 to 12 weeks for one of these top dogs. And remember, I want these bad boys, all these people that like to talk, try and bully people, try and bully me. Let's bring it on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alexander the Great Volkanovski.